That theme right there brings a smile to my face alongside many others for what is one of my favorite games of the last however long I've been on this earth, bro. Put on the age. There you go. Dying Light is by far one of my favorite games I've ever played, and today I really want to dive deep into it. For once, I'm actually going to be attempting to look at the camera, so I'm hoping this kind of format fits it better. And yeah, today I just wanted to go over the Dying Light as a whole, and maybe go over the following. I need to play it, I guess, first, but I've never really been a huge fan of it. But anyways, this is mainly over just because of how the Beast or whatever is coming out in August sometime, I guess. So I just wanted to get really hyped for it again. And I will say, this game looks really good after playing this one. Anyways, let's begin. You play as Kyle Crane, a GRE operative that is sent to a fictional place, I'm sure, named Haran, which is like technically underneath a infection or a virus, causing people to basically be zombies. And this is a little bit different with the other, kind of zombies in media, which I'll go into further when we actually see it. But all he's known is to get research or a file from a certain doctor that is, working on a cure for the virus that they want to kind of use to make a cure for the safety of Haran, which later changes.
All right, let's get it. Not a good start.
Not a good start indeed. Crane gets ambushed by Riot's thugs, Riot being a kingpin that's pretty much in control of the entire sector. And when Crane gets ambushed by them, basically, you can see what happens.
Take him to Riot's.
Back up! All of you!
Stop! Loud noises draw them. Fall back! Fall back!
You done fucked up, Crane.
Now that Crane is bitten, he's eventually saved by Amir and Jade. We don't know these names until after, they introduce themselves. However, this leads them into the tower section, which is basically the first half of the game. I'm going to call these Acts 1s and Acts 2 and Act 3 or whatever, if I, do the following and whatever. So, either way, this leads you to the tower where you basically introduce yourself with the now weight bearing on Crane's, name, I guess, due to the death of Amir showing right now.
Thank you. I forgot your name. Oh.
This then adds tension between Jade and Crane, alongside some other pressures for just trying to, keep his weight or pick up his weight around at the tower. So with Crane waking up from a 2-day nap, basically, he tries to get some first impressions of people around the tower. This leads him into floor 13, which is this infected area that for some reason has still a person on it. And this is just, it's a good intro to what the zombies are like, even though it's only one.
Oh, fuck.
This interaction then leads to the introducing of crafting, which is a nice mechanic that I didn't really find myself using that much. However, I can say I have used it in the past. This playthrough, I will say, I was kind of a little bit bare bones. I didn't do a lot of the side content, which I can gladly go over. However, I just felt I wasn't really in the mood to do all this running around because I was really just so in love with the story at the time. After clearing the 13th floor, you make it up to Rahim, which is the second in command. At least that's what it makes it seem like at the beginning. Which the lead of the tower is Brecken, who is was, I guess, a parkour instructor who is, obviously just telling everyone what to do with, basically just giving people the ability to free run, which Kyle Crane being a track star in high school, apparently, this gives him enough stamina and just agility to basically do the entire course pretty well. And one thing I will say, the movement in this game is really good. I think it isn't as good as Dying Light 2, which I might do a video on if I, kind of just replay them all and preparation for the beast, but whatever. After you run the course, you basically get a pretty good grasp of what to do with the movement. Yet again, there is a skill tree in the game, which basically allows you to upgrade your character. Most games have them now, so I wouldn't be too surprised if I don't have to explain what a skill tree is. And there's 3 different branches. There's the power branch, which is used for like strength and damage and melee, like kind of combat focused. Agility is used for wall running, or like free running abilities. So you can do a drop kick, which is really fun. I think that's what made me get this game in the first place. Thanks, Jacksepticeye, for making that video. Bailey put up a picture. And the last one is Survivor, which is mainly for like bartering with people, stealing and other like unique abilities that you can use eventually to get a grappling hook, which I just got on the last mission. So more things that you can do to kind of make the game a little too fast is that the game story is like less than 8 hours, I think. Fully percenting it, or 100%ing it, I'm guessing takes like 20, maybe 30. And I will say I would recommend doing it. I think I don't have a platinum for this game, but whatever. One thing that is pretty cool in this game, I guess not really that cool, but whatever, is the seizures that happen progressively through the game when Crane is without Antizin. Antizin is the suppressant that is used for the virus that kind of numbs the pain and kind of subsides the side effects. I don't know if I use those words right, but whatever. With Antizin being so useful, it has become a necessity for most people. Obviously, if you want to still live, you don't want to be bitten in the first place, but whatever, I digress. With Antizin only arriving to Tehran in airdrops provided by GRE, which is the company that's in Crane, if you're connecting the dots. The one thing that shows the difference in the 2 factions, you could say, is with the towers, Brecken has runners, which are like basically the people that are doing stuff for the bigger pack, I guess, like the Robin Hood of the group, trying to, help out the needy instead of just being all powerful in themselves. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm really hitting that on the head. Please tell me in the comments. However, while Reyes is basically just trying to do everything he can to help himself, it's not really for his people, because with how he treats his group, it doesn't seem to be any better, except it's just more protected. After Crane gets a shot of Antizin from Dr. Zera, the scientist working on the cure for the virus, alongside Dr. Camden, who is stuck in Sector 0, which is the birthplace of the virus in the first place. So after that, you meet Spike, who is a tech guy. I really don't, I think I talked to him like once in the entire story. I don't remember him that much. However, he shows up in Dying Light 2, which if I play that game and make a video on it, I guess we'll, have this talk, I guess. Spike then tells you about the traps that are learned with the survivor tree, skill tree, I guess. And this then leads you into setting up traps for Brecken and them and his group or whatever to do a run on some airdrops, trying to get some Antizin for the crew. That then leads to...
Jade, who's your friend?
Kyle Crane.
Look, Brecken, the last thing we need is for you to go back out there. We can figure out another way without jeopardizing you. Right, Crane?
I'll go. I'll do it.
Right. Yes. Crane will go. He'll be happy to.
With hopes of swaying the tower's opinion on himself, Crane offers himself as tribute to help out by getting some airdrops, hopefully with having Antizin. This then takes him into the night, which is fucking scary. Enjoy.
Oh, shit. They must have heard me.
This being the first time Crane is ever in the night, you introduce volatiles, which are those red fuckers that are terrifying still. That, like, actually scared me when I first played it as a kid, which is pretty funny to me. Anyways, the game rewards players for doing stuff outside at night by doubling skill points and just getting more XP when, doing stuff. When you get spotted by either runners or volatiles, it'll introduce a chase mechanic, which next to the minimap, which I'm kind of covering, there's 4 different dots. And as they progress, there are more enemies that follow you. Similar to the star mechanic in GTA, it's kind of like that. And you can lose them, which then they have their cone of vision, similar to Metal Gear. Sorry, by the way, about Metal Gear Solid 2. Just had to bring that up. That being said, night is a wonderful mechanic that I'm glad they introduced for this game, and is very nerfed, I feel, in the second game. I hope they kind of bring it back with Dying Light the Beast, which is the whole point of this video, kind of getting myself ready for it. And Anyways, I just wanted to kind of point out this feature that I think is really cool, and I wish other games would kind of do something similar where they benefit or they reward the player greatly for doing something that's kind of risque, whatever. We're going to cut this out. Now, I know you all are going to be asking, what if I'm too scared to play at night, Bailey? Well, don't worry. There's a mechanic called the Safe House feature, which I guess isn't really that much of a mechanic. It allows the player to sleep until morning, or basically to sleep until night if you want to just raw dog it, if you will. There's also personal stashes, which allow you to change your outfit and other, stuff like that. And this basically is a beacon of hope for you, the player, to just kind of chill out, watch some zombies if you want to, or shit your britches while just watching or looking at the volatiles, because they are weird looking. Now I'm going to go over Kyle Crane as a character. I think he's one of my favorite characters of all time. Roger Craig Smith is by far one of my favorite voice actors. With Kyle Crane, Ezio Auditore, Sonic, that's a goated lineup already. I don't really know that many other, honestly, but he does such an amazing job with this game, at least, and with not even alone, not even thinking about Ezio. Either way, Kyle Crane is by far one of the most interesting characters too, especially with his growth over the last 4 or 5 hours. Because the first 2, he's pretty, stuck in his ways, you guess, with GRE being like kind of a lapdog, which Rias technically points out.
Okay, Kareem, I got Gersel's money. Fucking hate myself now, but I got the money.
The self-hatred fades eventually.
The game really goes over these interesting concepts of being like a slave to your master, if you will, especially Rias, I guess. But Crane really gets out of his way to be his own person. Is what he's trying to do, is to not be told what to do, but kind of make his own decisions for his own, which I think is a really cool idea, especially with the setting that is a apocalyptic town or city. Now I'm just going to take another break to basically polish off the music. I already did originally, but Bailey put up the picture of whoever made the music. They also remastered it with a new update that they did for the 10th anniversary of this game, which I couldn't really tell the difference. I'm guessing that's just because they just made it the same, but it's really good. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very simplistic, but very well done. It gives me the same vibe, I guess, or, kind of the same feeling, I guess, as like what people get from like listening to OG Minecraft. I don't know why, but I think maybe it's just like the memories and connection I have with this game in my younger years, you could say. One thing I forgot to mention was the other types of zombies besides volatiles and runners. There are spitters, make however jokes you want, I guess, I don't care. Bombers. There are bolters, which are technically like mutated zombies that are eating like ingested meat with antizin. And Dr. Zera set those up all over the place to kind of see what it would have an effect, or what effect it would have on the zombies that ingested it. Alongside those are demolishers and big boys. I don't know what they're called, actually. I just call them big boys or grunts or whatever. And these all kind of spice up the gameplay depending on wherever you are, whether that's Sector 0 or the slums. I keep on calling it just Tehran. I mean, that's the area where you are, so it doesn't really matter. Color change. I don't really know, I guess, how to explain it. Anyways, I've been doing this video for like the last couple of hours, so if you like this format where I actually do it all in one day, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, I don't really know what to talk about now because I kind of already went over everything. I don't really want to go over the story because I think it would be kind of boring if I just did it play by play, even though I kind of already started it. Anyways, I'm just going to try my hardest to basically just get it through to you guys that I really love this game, and if this doesn't show, I guess, with this video and how I haven't written a single script for this video, and I'm kind of just going off the dome. So I've played this game a shit ton. Bailey put up my hours. I hate if I dox myself, basically. Not really, but I put in around 200 hours in this game, and I know for sure that's not even accurate. I guarantee I've placed more than that. And this game has been a dream to play again, and I'm so glad that it's aged like fine wine. It is truly one of the best games I've ever played, and I cannot say that enough. When I first played this game, you can hear it in my voice on how fucking happy I am to just be in it. Like, it's such a weird experience that I get from this game.
That is the best game I've ever played.
And if I could relive it, which I basically did when I played this game, it felt just as good as I thought it was.
Would you just shut up? You're the last thing I want to hear.
And I just can't wait to play it in another 10 years.
I liked you better when you didn't talk so damn much.
If you haven't played it before, I'd say just give it a shot. I think it's on sale right now, too, on Steam or other game providers. I I would recommend playing it. I would say also give the second game a try too. I know people give it a lot of hate for it, and I will say it's not that bad. I think the story is a little lackluster when compared to the first game, with my hopes being of Dying Light the Beast. I really hate these names, honestly, because I'm just messing them up. With the Beast coming out later this year, I really just want to like have a good template for what the game I'm hoping for, but I'm not going to be too disappointed if it's the same quality and or length of Dying Light 2, which I think was actually longer than Dying Light 1, so if it is the same, then you know what I mean, I'm okay with it. So I just wanted to kind of put out my points in a video that I've never done before, and if you guys really do like this, please let me know in the comments. I've said that like 3 or 4 times now, and thank you very much for watching. Please give this game a shot.